Well, my friends, that little puff of wind called Ian, came through. I live in southern Florida, and I moved here in May, and here a couple months later, here it comes, and I go, I've never been through a hurricane. My sister-in-law, I've lived southern Florida on the coast my whole life, so I've been through them all. And interior of the state here would just get maybe some gusts of wind that are around tropical storm force, like 50, 55 mile an hour. I go, so, just some puffs of wind. Oh yeah, it's not, don't worry about it. What happens? I said, you know what? I said, I'm recording you saying this because when we get our shit blown away, I'm going to play this back to you. Sure enough, we had recorded winds as high as, just a little puff, 108. That's a puff. That's a big ass puff. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen 108? I've seen straight winds of 100 miles an hour before. That's definitely, more than a puff. So, okay. I'm playing it back to her. Ugh. I got power back. Hey, I got power. I got, my possessions are intact and shit like that. So, I am among the lucky. Just didn't have power for days and shit like that. But the war junkie, Todd Begg. See, I thought this was like that California Customs group, right? That the other side of the Begg group, or at least for a while it was, and etc. But no, this is Todd Begg himself. Artisan Cutlery. Had to blow the junk off my screen. Okay, Artisan Cutlery is the OEM on this, which really surprised me. But I had some guys, I didn't know anything about this, by the way. I had some guys say, you might look into this. It's a way cool knife. And if you like big knives and fat knives and heavy knives and shit like that, then you're going to like it. And I go, War Junkie. I'm sorry, I didn't even see it coming. Or I saw something on it a couple months ago, but never paid attention, etc. Okay, so this is the War Junkie. And I looked it up. You can get it on Knife Center for a measly $45. Okay, maybe $450. And S35, so you get premium steel for that $450. S35. Okay, hey, Chris Reeve knives S35 or S45 now for some of the Incosi and this and that. But okay. So here's your junk. It's 4-inch blade length, 9-inch overall, and carbon fiber titanium, blah, blah, blah. Oh, War Junkie Citadel flipper knife. Maybe I ought to read that. Carbon fiber inlays and all that. And what do you think? And it says Artisan Cutlery. Wow. D10, Todd Begg, 7.7 ounce, almost 8 ounce, almost a half pound, right? I was just interested because I thought, wow, I'm surprised they haven't sold out. I wonder how many he had made, because I would have thought this might have sold out like boom, Sharp by Design comes up and psh, gone, or a lot of these, guys that are knife makers and they come out with something, boom, gone, And it's not like Todd Begg does this a lot, right? And so, yeah, I would have thought, but no. So here it is, and it's still for sale. And you can comment. Maybe you could tell me your guess as to why it isn't completely sold out. My guess is because some people don't much care for the design. This little hump thing here, this one guy was like, remember the old Greyhound buses? This is the front of the bus, right? And then they had the Vistadome thing, or, the kicked up thing on it, whatever. He says, I can't unsee that. I don't know. It's just not turning me on. But the blade design I really, really like. I could have taken this hump out, really, to tell you the truth. I think had that really come off of there, I would have really liked it better. So yeah, I mean, I have to agree with him. That is kind of, I don't know. It's not speaking to me that much. Now, this came in for a table sale, so no, I didn't buy it. Just in case you were interested. And no, nobody gave it to me. Oh yeah, all my knives are free, including $450. They're all free. Plus, they put $500 cash in each box. And here's the lockup. And that's what, 35% or something like that. So titanium, it's interesting that he did this in a liner, which I like that. And I like the blade shape. And I like the size. And the weight, maybe I'm just getting old. But, I don't know, 8 ounce plus. What do we got here? 7.78. Okay, so, I mean, my Tucson Vandal, which if I had one around here, I'd actually pull it out and show it. So, 7.78. And I just turned it off. How many grams was that? I don't know. I just turned it off. Hey. It's been almost a whole week since I've had my camera on to do a knife video because, we had this little puff of wind come through. Okay, 220 grams. Now, I was just going to say, it's a big knife. There's my Vandal. So, it's as big as that. I think this is 9 1/4. I ought to know, right? 9 1/4, and this is supposedly 9 inches. So this is a little bit longer, but this is like 6.2 ounces. So this is 7.78 ounces. That's a ton. Okay, now let's measure it up. What the hell? Just to make sure and see what our cutting edge kind of thing. Okay, so it's a full 4 at like 103, 4 inches at like 103 millimeters, cutting edge 95. So that's 3 3/4, close to 3 3/4 inch cutting edge. 9 right on the dot at close to 23, but not really, 22.7 centimeters. Okay. And it's pretty thick. It's almost 7/10. It's 0.67 of an inch, 17.2 millimeters. What is this? Ooh. I was thinking, we'll have a full 4 millimeter. No, 4.6 millimeter at 0.18 on the blade stock. So, and it's S35VN, kind of an interesting choice with so much out there with, M390. And if it's artisan, you're having a Chinese OEM contractor do it, why not do M390? Although maybe you have more confidence in the heat treat of S35VN, which probably might turn out better in larger production batches. I don't know how big this batch was, actually. So here's this, and then I was flipping. It's like 001 on the end of the box. That was kind of interesting, wasn't it? And in the box, War Junkie, Todd Begg knives. Okay. Here, snacks. And this. So, comes in plastic. If that's the original, I don't know, because it was sent in to me for the table sale. I don't see any hardware. There's no hardware, but there's 2 pockets in this zipper pouch. So here's what that is all about. I don't know if the OEMs are the one that offer the packaging, options and stuff when they do that for you. If you go outside of that network or whatever you do, I don't know. So that's that. Yeah, pretty tough box. I like the fact that it pretty much drops away pretty easily, so it's easy to open and close the box. But yeah, this is it's a heavy little dog. It's fat in the hand. It's a good long knife. And, you know, talking about, well, yes, you can use it and it can be used as a, you know, carry user or whatever. But, you know, how many guys are going to take a $450 knife and do that? And especially if it's Todd Begg. And then I think it's going to end up in a lot of display cases. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I mean, when you collect, you don't necessarily buy knives just so you can drag them around and beat on them and use them. I mean, a lot of it's for the craftsmanship, the design, the beauty, the show piece, the whatever, you know. So, but, you know, pocket clip, you know, I've thought about these before. I just not sure I'm just all in love with this. See, you got pieces here. I mean, the more pieces to me, the less in love with it I am to a degree. And so you unscrew this, and then you got the pocket clip comes off, but then you got these stanchion things, and then they come off. So you got 1, 2, 3 chunks plus your screws, 4, 5, you know, all together. And it'd be not, I mean, you know, I don't mind where you have a single, let me see if I can find something, you know, a single pocket clip, and there you got a screw and a clip. That's it. You don't have those, you know, spacers sitting there, and you don't have all those pieces. And this is by the way, the CMB knife, the Dagon, I think is what it's called. So, but, you know, fit and finish is pretty good. I was kind of surprised that this was done by Artisan and not by We Knives, or really by Riot Knives. Are you? Disengage. Here's the drop. Centered. No blade play. No lock rock. You know, I don't know. I mean, not knocking Artisan knives. I'm just saying, if I was looking to shoot out a $450, you know, a big dog, and I was a renowned custom knife maker, I might have gone to Riot. Maybe there were certain reasons why he didn't, and or We Knives, or maybe Reich, actually. And maybe done an integral would have been nice. You know, Reich in their integrals. But, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of questions there. Really interesting. Why Artisan? And that may be a point of, you know, concern for a lot of people that may have held off from buying them. It's like they've never really, you know, Artisan, hey, they'll come out with $150 to $250 knives, but $450? Yeah, I've seen them do a full Mokutai, you know, knife or something like that, where it was $450 or $500, but that's pretty rare. But on the other hand, this fit and finish seems pretty decent. There's no jimping here on this flipper tab, and the flipper tab's enough. It's really enough. I don't want any more there. The detent is adequate and probably where it needs to be. It's about right. I mean, you can snap it out, but okay. Yes, interesting. But I mean, had I not known that this was Artisan, I could have maybe believed it was Riot. So they're getting close. They're getting close. Probably a lot of oversight on Todd's part, you know, for this. Very, very close. So there's that. And, you know, you can't really do much here. No finger flickability. So you got a flipper tab. That's what you got. That may be another thing too, because knives these days, for some of these guys, they want a front flipper, top flipper. They want thumb studs. They want, a fuller they can flick off of. They want to do all kinds of, they need 10 different opening methods for fidgetability. And this is not going to score high in that regard. Another thing here is there's not a lot of differential on the height here. So you gotta push in, to disengage that liner. Although it's not as difficult as I've seen others become that had no height differential here. But this one is opening enough. But then on that side, sometimes there's jimping in here to catch your thumb so it'll disengage, and there's none of that either. So there's a lot of things. I think maybe they skipped a lot of the jimping here, and all this kind of stuff because they figured this isn't going to be an everyday carry pocket fidget tool, This is going to be in your display case for those who want to buy one. And so maybe that was the thinking. Here's some jimping back in here, okay? Not sure really if it needed to be, but I do like the design cue on that. And, the ergos are fine. This thing is pretty neutral through here, and it definitely fills the hand. And if you have large hands, this would probably be a real bonus for you. Also, up here, you have this choil area, which would be good for sharpening and or, maybe going forward on this blade to work with it. I love this kind of buoy style, trailing edge, whatever, all together on this blade. So I think that's really attractive. It's a very aggressive looking blade. So overall, what do you think? It's thick, it's heavy, it's an interesting design. I think I would have taken this out of here and this I don't mind, but I wouldn't want it to lead up to the Vista Dome, I don't know. Now I'm seeing it too, but that hump, I don't know. And the pocket clip, I don't mind that it's like wide like this and it comes to a ceramic ball. I think that's cool. I think that the open areas and stuff, but not sure I want those extra pieces on there. So overall, I do like big knives, and I tend to chase like Max Ace or Reich or Midnight Cat Studio, or, and then if they're more reasonably priced knives like Cold Steel and stuff like that, then I chase them too. Big, okay. This is not one, after having it in my hand, this is not something that I would want to have as a long term, and no, I'm not going to buy one. But I thought it was interesting to have it in my hand. But, from a fit and finish standpoint and all that, no, I got no issues with it. But, it's kind of interesting. These are T6 as well. They didn't go to T8s on the body. That's something that Civivi does. Even Sencut does. And definitely We Knives does. And really, it's been pretty common on Kaiser, Concept. You name it. So I would have probably deferred to that. It's not that the screw head has to be that much bigger. It's just that you're in number 8 instead of a number 6 opening in there, So, oh well. I'm going to leave you alone. Thank you for watching. Interesting knife, isn't it? Don't know really what to think. I'll be interested in your comments on it. And if you own one, tell me what you think. This guy opened it, flipped it a couple times, put it back in the box, and sent it to me for my next knife sale. So there you go. Take care, my friends. Stay safe. You know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.